Logano may very well be the best at restarts and maybe the best at playing sportsmanship games in the restart zone as well. Completely legal, though.
Let's find out. 46 to go. Row 2. Hamlin and Larson and Stenhouse and Briscoe up front. Logano on the inside. Eric Almirola on the outside. Joey bolts away. He will take the lead easily to turn 1. The battle will be for second between Hamlin and Eric Almirola.
Almirola did not get a good restart. No shot at Logano, and he's going to have to fight now for the second spot. He's got the top of the racetrack. Denny Hamlin is down low.
And he's going to bang quarter panels with Eric Almirola on exit of turn number 4. They stay wheel to wheel. These two drivers do not want to give an inch. They're racing for second.
Side by side for the number 2 position. The low line has the advantage. Denny Hamlin goes to the number 2 spot. Almirola now drop kick back to third, but here comes Kyle Larson to the inside.
Eric Almirola hung out to dry on the outside. Kyle Larson working down to the inside of Eric. Right behind Chase Briscoe and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Everybody lined up to the inside of Eric Almirola as Almirola just takes a beating in that outside lane. He's back into a side-by-side battle for third. He's got 3 cars lined up underneath him.
And one of them is his teammate Chase Briscoe. He's not going to play nice on the front stretch. Briscoe's going to keep his right front fender down there and continue to force Eric Almirola topside.
Too late for teammates here at Martinsville. They are going to go side-by-side now for position number 4. It's Briscoe now to the inside. Almirola to the outside with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Daniel Suarez behind.
42 laps to go, 3 wide. Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, William Byron right behind them, Alex Bowman, and a number of others drivers, Dave. It's getting physical again.
Side-by-side battle now is for the number 7 position. That's where Daniel Suarez hits the bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Blaney up high. He drifts a little wide in 3 and lets Suarez get away.
Meanwhile, up front, the battle for second is on. Kyle Larson to the inside of Denny Hamlin.
Larson to the low line, forces his way underneath Denny Hamlin. That's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway. Larson down low, Hamlin up high, no contest. Kyle Larson to second.
Kyle Larson coming to second. Meanwhile, we hear his teammate, William Byron, may have a engine going sour. We'll continue to monitor that as we monitor Joey Logano trying to drive away from the field.
And doing so, at least for the moment. He's got about 5, maybe 6 car lengths in hand, but Larson has left Denny Hamlin in the dust, and he is closing in.
Rapidly, 4 car lengths the deficit for Kyle Larson in the number 2 spot on race leader Joey Logano. Then another 3 back to Denny Hamlin in third.
Down the back stretch, Larson just trying to reel in the Joey Logano machine. Joey has manufactured a great race out of nothing, but the lead is diminishing, and it's diminishing quickly.
Remember, we were talking about Hendrick Motorsports' domination here and how they really were not a factor. And all of a sudden, Alex Hayden, as this thing begins to wind down, closing in on 35 to go, even though they don't have a number of cars in the top 10, they've got one, and that one is looking for the win.
And that's Kyle Larson, and he has chopped the deficit down even more to race leader Joey Logano. The battle for the lead is on at Martinsville.
Unless Joey Logano can put on a defensive masterclass, this one's not going to take very long. Kyle Larson has run him down from 7 or 8 car lengths back. He is on the back bumper in 3.
So we watch him come off turn number 2. We can have a battle for the lead right here. We're winding this thing down. Ford versus Chevrolet. Logano versus Kyle Larson off 2.
Larson looks to the inside at exit of turn number 2. Doesn't get the bite. In fact, Logano able to drive away by about a half a car length.
As they exit turn number 4, they stay nose to tail up off the corner. Logano and his black and red Verizon Ford. The red, white, and blue HendrickCars.com Chevrolet of Larson is there.
Larson goes wide between 1 and 2. Diamonds the corner, tries to dive to the inside, makes the move into 3, but it's not there. He'll tuck it back in on the rear bumper.
The top 2 beginning to pull away from Denny Hamlin, Briscoe, and Eric Almirola. All eyes at the front of the field. The red and black Ford Mustang of Joey Logano, the blue and white Chevrolet of Kyle Larson.
There's no doubt that Larson has the quicker automobile right now, but Joey Logano has been perfect playing defense so far. He continues to show the way.
Logano unflappable. Off the corner, two NASCAR Cup Series champions battling for the top spot at Martinsville. Under the sunshine, it's Logano and Larson.
One mistake is all it's going to take for Kyle Larson, and he will be long gone. But so far, Logano has been perfect. He continues to lead into 3.
Kyle Larson will look outside, crossover move. He dives down to the inside. What a move by Kyle Larson, but Logano too strong. He'll slam the door and hold on to the top spot.
Joey, though, drives it deep into 1. Can he hold the bottom? He can. Coming off turn number 2, another bid repelled by Joey Logano. He continues to show the way.
How hard are these two abusing their Goodyear Eagle tires now? 31 laps to go. Denny Hamlin riding along in 3rd. Here's the battle for the lead again. Larson wedges his way to the bottom.
Dive bombs to the inside, and this time he's got the whole shot. Side by side off turn number 2. The crowd is on its feet. It's Logano up high. Larson down low, wheel to wheel for the lead.
Not only a battle for the lead, it may be the battle for the win here today. They're side by side, still at the line. Ford on the outside, Chevrolet on the inside.
There is no quit in Joey Logano. He rides right with him off turn number 2. Actually puts a fender back into the lead on the outside. What a drive by Joey Logano. What a battle for the lead.
Larson on the bottom of the racetrack quickly snaps the steering wheel to driver's left. He cuts off the corner. Logano has momentum on the outside. They're still side by side.
Spectacular racing for the win this afternoon at Martinsville. Larson this time, he's got him in turn 2. He pulls back up in front of him. Kyle Larson to the lead.
With 28 laps to go, now he's going to get a tap in the rear end by Joey Logano, but that is not going to matter with 28 to go. Kyle Larson shows the way. Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Eric Almirola will step away. The finish from Martinsville coming up next.
Oh, I cracked the hull of my new ski boat today.
Oh my gosh, why'd you do that?
It's not like I was trying to do it, you know.
Sorry, that's rough, my bad, bro. Did anyone witness this epic fail?
Yes, there's videos galore, and now I'm a meme.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
iRacing and eNASCAR congratulate Joe Gibbs Racing's Bobby Zielinski on his 2nd straight victory at Monza. Tune in Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for round 6 at Talladega on eNASCAR.com. This eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing update is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Coke Zero Sugar tastes so good, people will take a taste any way they can. So when you're enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar, be ready to protect it. Because once it begs the question, is this the best Coke ever? Take a taste and see.
Kyle Larson has gone bye-bye on the field. Goodbye, Logano, Hamlin, Briscoe, and Eric Almirola. But why do people come to Martinsville Speedway for what we just witnessed for lap after lap between Larson and Logano for the top spot? We're down to 23 to go, and Kyle Larson is driving away from Martinsville Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Modern cyber attacks are a matter of when, not if. They can devastate your operations, your brand, and your bottom line. I'm George Kurtz, CEO and co-founder of CrowdStrike. We've evolved protection and revolutionized cybersecurity by harnessing the speed and power of the cloud to identify and stop breaches before they start. Today's adversaries move fast, but with CrowdStrike, you move faster.
CrowdStrike, protection that powers you.
What if you found out you were giving up 24 yards off the tee? How about knowing you could hit approach shots 18 feet closer to your target? SST Pure can put these gains in your bag now. We're the global leader in golf shaft alignment technology. Golf shafts aren't perfectly round or straight. This creates losses in distance and wider dispersion throughout the bag. SST Pure has been on the PGA Tour for nearly 20 years. Visit SSTPure.com for details and to find a licensed fitter nearest you. Put more distance and better accuracy in your bag today with SST Pure.
Corey LaJoie with a brave move into turn 1 is going to pick up a spot.
This is Corey LaJoie. You're listening to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, America's home for NASCAR.
Shut the lights out after you complete this run, Kyle Larson. He is driving away from everybody, pulling away from Logano, who I think would be very, very happy with a top 5 finish after the run they've had here. I don't know that Denny's going to be happy. Hamlin, that is, finishing 3rd. They had a car to win. Same for Chase Briscoe. Eric Almirola has run inside the top 5 almost all afternoon. Where did Truex come from as he drives by Eric? And we'll get an update on Kyle in a moment. But when you think about Truex, a lap down, not very good. His teammate, Denny, was the one that put him a lap down. Just flat out to lunch, but not anymore.
Yeah, now you look at him, and he's in typical old Truex form here at the end of the race, knocking on doors and opening holes and driving forward. He's passed 3 or 4 cars here in the last 15 laps, working his way forward. He's in a tight battle. I would say, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are within probably just over a second and a half.
As we're down to 17 laps to go. It isn't over yet. Still 17 laps must be run. Keeping in mind, history tells us 2 of the last 3 races here at Martinsville have gone to overtime.
Kyle Larson doesn't want to see that happen. Kim Kuhn has been in Kyle Larson's pit all afternoon long as he begins to pull away. What are they saying, Kim?
Well, Cliff Daniels, a crew chief. We know he's a dynamo atop the pit box. He's a championship crew chief, but maybe the most important role he plays for that 5 team is cheerleader for Kyle Larson. Time and time again, he has proved getting on the radio and giving his driver a pep talk is exactly what Kyle Larson needs, and that's what they did right before the green flag. Kyle came in, got 2 fresh right side tires. There were a couple drivers that stayed out, including Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, Joey Logano. So before the green flag, Cliff got on the radio with Kyle and gave him an update on each of those drivers that Kyle would have to pass, ending with Joey Logano, the leader, and telling Kyle, Joey does not have the car you have. He said at one point he was a lap down. The only reason they're in position is because of an aggressive pit strategy. You have the car to beat him. So Cliff Daniels, again, playing an important role, giving his driver the confidence to do what we saw Larson do on track, and that's battle it out with Logano for the lead, which he holds now.
Cliff Daniels, not unlike a lot of different crew chiefs down there, including Todd Gordon, used to be race car drivers themselves. He grew up running Legends cars and also late model stock cars throughout the Southeast. Had the privilege of calling a lot of their late model races. He and his sister Tiffany drove for a long time, won a lot of races. She was an engineer. She did some public relations work. They come out of the south, I guess you call southeastern part of Virginia, in and around the Norfolk, Virginia area, and the Smithfield, Virginia area. All around that area, their family owned a company called Clean Sweep, which swept parking lots after businesses closed overnight. And Cliff Daniels was one of them that got in the sweeper truck, drove around the parking lots, and learned to drive that way.
And Kyle Larson has learned to drive out front. He's never won here before, but he was runner-up the last time we were here in October. And right now, Kyle comes across the line. And as he does that, just to paint the picture, Logano across the line right now. Dave, it's about a quarter of a racetrack advantage for the driver of the Chevrolet.
Kyle Larson just picking his way through lap traffic. Todd Gilliland's afternoon has gone away in a hurry. He was a top 10 car for a good long while. He's just lost the lead lap. The battle now is for the 3rd spot. Denny Hamlin has got a handful of Martin Truex Jr.
Truex and Hamlin are teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing. We're down to single digits on the lap count. 9 to go as Hamlin and Truex race off the corner.
Denny Hamlin off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Truex for the moment can only follow in his tire track. Chase Briscoe about another car length back, and then 2 more to Eric Almirola.
How long ago was it before when we said Hendrick and Joe Gibbs Racing so dominant here, but nowhere to be found? Now as we wind it down, Alex, I think we know where they are.
Yeah, they're in the lead by almost 4 seconds in the Hendrick Chevrolet of Kyle Larson, and then Joe Gibbs Racing go 3rd and 4th with Hamlin and Truex Jr. Running in between them and 2nd is the Team Penske car of Joey Logano.
So we get ready to wind this thing down. 7 laps to go, Dave.
Challenge on for the number 3 spot. Martin Truex Jr. makes a hole to the inside of Denny Hamlin. MT Jay goes to third. Hamlin back to fourth. Chase Briscoe makes a run at him now.
They come up off of the corner and they'll settle things down. However, behind them, welcome to the top 10 and welcome back to the track, Chase Elliott. He's underneath the Austin Dillon car. Chase Elliott now breaks into the top 10. The leaders are on the backstretch.
Down the backstretch they go. It's all Kyle Larson. He's got all the real estate he needs. Really, the only battle in the top 5 is that Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe battle.
And that's a good one, and that is for position number 4. Top 5, Dave. Larson, Logano, Truex, Hamlin, and Briscoe.
Here they come off turn number 2. Kyle Larson, very methodical, very smooth. He's put a lap on the Ty Dillon machine. Next in line, Justin Haley. No worries for Larson.
Not at all. 4 laps to go as he flashes by the start-finish line. Larson again right at the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2.
Kyle Larson has not had the best car all night. He has not been a top 5 car all afternoon at all, but when the chips were down, some good pit strategy and a little bit of a pep talk were all it took to get Larson out there.
How about the advantage of 4 seconds for Kyle Larson over Joey Logano? 3 laps to go here at the Martinsville Speedway.
Kyle Larson all by himself now has got some daylight. No real lap traffic that he needs to deal with. He'll close in on the Justin Haley machine. A little further back, it's Joey Logano running for his life because Truex is within a car length.
He's right there on the back bumper. 2 laps to go here at Martinsville. And again, Kyle Larson in traffic on the back bumper of Justin Haley.
Not sure if he'll decide to make the move or not. Well, he will now because Justin Haley just pulls down to the bottom and waves him on by. Goodbye, Kyle Larson.
White flag at the start-finish line. 3:99 down and 1 to go for Kyle Larson. His final trip around the paperclip. Kyle Larson off to final time.
Never doubt Hendrick Motorsports at Martinsville Speedway. They weren't in it to win it until very late. But this afternoon, it's Young Money. Kyle Larson heading for victory lane.
The short track season has been kind to Kyle Larson. He won at Richmond Raceway. Checkered flag in the air, and Kyle Larson wins at Martinsville Speedway in the NOCO 400. Larson picks up the win. Joey Logano will come home second. Martin Truex Jr. will be third. Denny Hamlin fourth. And Chase Briscoe finishes fifth. Let's go to pit road.
And it is a celebration in the 5 pit. The guys jumping off the pit wall, spraying water. High fives, fist bumps, hugs. The crew chief, Cliff Daniels. Man, at the beginning, you guys didn't have the car. You worked your way through it. And then that last green flag, you told your driver he had the car to win. He was better than the 22. You knew it, but how fun was it to watch your driver go to work?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm a little choked up right now. I've wanted to win this race here for a long time, and so proud of our team, proud of everybody back at the shop. You know, it's nice to come back after a month off and, you know, have this win. Kyle has always doubted himself here, and I have no idea why, because he's so good everywhere. You know, if we give him a good enough car, he can win anywhere. So to win today is super special. Proud of our team. Thank you to Chevrolet, everybody back at the shop at Hendrick Motorsports, HendrickCars.com. This is absolutely incredible. Very thankful.
That is Cliff Daniels holding back, choking back tears here atop the pit box of the 5.
The John Force style burnout the entire length of the front straightaway for Kyle Larson. Cliff Daniels, head to the stage. You've got a grandfather clock waiting for you, and so does the team, including Kyle Larson, who is celebrating today. Sunoco puts the same focus and care that goes into the fuel at its stations that it does for the race fuel that powers the fastest racing machines around the world. Sunoco, fueling NASCAR for 20 years.